Hello, my name is Jaru, and today we are reacting to the Undertale Deltarune 9th anniversary newsletter. This sucker came out last night, but I was so tuckered out from recording Amori that I just didn't have it in me to record it then. So instead, I'm recording it in the wee hours of Sunday morning. So, without further ado, let's dive in and see what lore we can parse from this newsletter. First off, well, this is a very cute Toriel gif. Her using fire magic to light it and her ears flopping about is super adorable. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, 9 candles. Now, as cute as all that is, I would be remiss to not point out the ominousness of the 9s everywhere, since showing a bunch of 9s like this is most predominantly affiliated with the part in Undertale where Kara attacks the player and kills the game. So that's a wee bit ominous, if you ask me. But you know, maybe it's not as foreboding as it seems. Let's investigate. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, 9 9s, of course. That means it's been 9 years since the 8th anniversary and 99 years since the game came out. Here's to another bunch of 9s years. That's just not accurate. That's not how math works, I'm afraid. But that is funny. Interview. Sans, what do you think about the number 9? Oh, and they're forming the number 9. That's adorable. Okay, let me open this up. The footage will be slightly off-center due to the nature of my recording setup, but it shouldn't be an issue. Interview. What do you think about the number 9? Sans. 9's okay, but I kind of feel bad for how it ended up. You know, 7 ate it. 7, 8, 9. Of course, this is the joke he goes for. Yeah, at least that's what the theorists are saying. The theorists? Is he talking about me? I don't believe it. I refuse to believe that 7, 8, 9. 7 is supposed to be the cool number. They would never do that. It's just a pun, Papyrus. 7, 8, 9, like the real number series. Ah, I see. A pun. That explains my bizarre lack of amusement. Well, what about the counter pun? 5, 6, 7. If 7 is some kind of cool dog or wolf, and 5, 6, 7 are 9, wouldn't that mean 5 is the real culprit? And then an irresponsible dog owner? Oh, 5, 6, 7 on 9? That's funny. Whoa, I've never heard this evolution of this stupid joke before. And that's 7 was just a misled anti-hero? If 7 loved 5, maybe they were just doing what they felt like they had to. No, 7 was weak. Duty is no reason to harm another. This is getting so serious. Wait, is 7 Asgore? Numbers are stupid. I'll wreck them all. Get out of here, math. I like numbers. Don't worry, Alphys. I'll leave 0 and 1. That way you can still do nerd stuff. So 1 1 1 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 1. Oh God. They really switched to binary on me? Jesus Christ. Let's step back a sec. If 7 is a misled anti-hero, is -7 a villain who thinks he's good? No, you're starting with the wrong premise. We need to go from the motivation count. So, -9, -8, -7. This time, -9, -8, -7. So they spit them out? Well, if eating makes food go away, perhaps negative eating is cooking? After all, making food and eating food add up to nothing. Not in my brother's case. Eating any food seems to generate hamburger wrappers and peanut shells. So wait, is -7 Toriel? Okay, so for it to be the opposite of eating, negative eating is cooking. That also deletes trash. Maybe the trash is the thing getting cooked. That'd use it up. Cooking disgusting garbage. Aha! It's just like when my brother makes food. So, following this formula, -7 is Papyrus, who had Sans, -9, cook for him? What? I'm the villain? Maybe you seem like an enemy, but you're actually a good guy. What? Why would I ever be an enemy? Oh my god, this is so much. This was a very weird potluck. By the way, or by the by, does anyone else want a 9th serving of escargot served in the shape of a 9? Does anyone want a first serving of vegetarian stargazy pie? Please don't eat the spaghetti. It's still congealing. Seems normal to me. Okay, let me go through this from the start. So, this feels like one gigantic metaphor for Undertale, right? Okay, so 7, 8, 9. It feels so 7 eating 9 could be a metaphor for Azrael absorbing Kara's soul. But there's no 5 who would be the instigator of that, so that doesn't make sense. Instead, it makes more sense for 7 to be Asgore, who was sicked on humanity by Kara / Azrael. So 5 would be Kara and or Azrael. And their deaths are what prompted 7, aka Asgore, to kill humans who fell into the underground with the goal of absorbing their souls, aka eating them. Okay, yeah. And duty is no reason to harm another. Yeah. Yeah, that would make, and this seems like they're talking about Asgore. And that would also explain why Alphys is feeling like they have to defend Asgore, because she has a crush on him. I like numbers. I'll leave 0 and 1. That way you can still do nerd stuff. Okay, now I need to convert binary. Jesus. Okay, wow. It took way too much effort. Thank God ChatGPT exists. But, yeah, so Sans is saying, so 7, 8, 9, question mark? And Papyrus says, Sans? Wow. I don't understand how that was more difficult to translate than wingdings, but go figure. Okay, that's hilarious. Also, but more importantly, this means Papyrus and Sans can speak binary, which implies a level of technological know-how that you wouldn't expect. I mean, you'd expect it from Sans, but Papyrus that's kind of crazy. I feel like this supports the notion that Papyrus, at the very least, used to have some sort of a higher level of technological know-how, which is fascinating. Yeah, I mean, I've had a theory bubbling in my head for a while that maybe Papyrus used to be some sort of scientific character, but then lost his memories. So that's an interesting thought. Okay, so given that Asgore is 7, it would make sense for Toriel to be -7. Because she's the opposite of him, and also she cooks. Also, that would be further supported by the fact that adding Asgore and Toriel created Asriel, who died and is therefore nothing, just like how -7 plus +7 equals 0. This is too much effort, and also probably does not mean that much. Also, they're having a potluck, so this is probably taking place at some point in the post-pacifist ending. Oh, escargot is a snail. That's funny. And she eats snail. Stargazy pie. Please don't eat the spaghetti. It's still congealing. Seems normal to me. Very weird potluck. Seems normal to me. Okay, so some amusing number metaphors. But I think the main takeaway is that Sans and Papyrus can speak binary, which is fascinating. Okay, let's get back to the main page. So that was the interview about the number 9. Okay. 9th anniversary kitchen set. It has nothing to do with number 9, but this year Fangamer's putting on a special line of kitchen-related products. They made a special video to promote it. You can use it every day. Now, I'm going to have to be careful here because I've already heard rumors about copyright claims on people's videos regarding this newsletter. So I'm going to watch this. I'll let you guys know if there's anything lore relevant. Okay, yeah, I watched it. I recommend checking it out yourself. It's very cute, very silly. It's just a series of silly little products, like a little Toriel hand puppet / oven mitt, plate with Papyrus on it making spaghetti, a cup with Sans from his battle, and like his eye only is visible when there's water inside. At one point, there's like a psycho moment where the tutorial pulls out a knife, and it's like dun dun dun, but then it's like, oh, she's just cutting the pie, which feels like a jokey reference to Deltarune, where Chris pulls out a knife and then eats a pie. So that's cute. But beyond that, it's not much as far as lore is concerned. It's mostly just cheeky. The apron looking like Toriel's outfit's kind of interesting. But that's about it. I don't think Toriel actually wears an apron. I think she's wearing a robe, and this just sort of looks like her robe. So yeah. Very silly, very cute, but nothing super noteworthy. And then of course it has the Deltarune logo on it inside of a little heart shape. So that's interesting. I asked for this. You can get your own weird yet cute Toriel to use as an oven mitt. She's a bit flat, but apparently stuffing her snout with more fluff would increase her flammability. Feel free to use her as a puppet. Actually, that might be the best use. Seriously, we looked at another company's character head as oven mitt product, and it actually isn't legally an oven mitt, because it's too flammable. That's hilarious. Especially since, fire, Toriel. Oh, this little dog. What does that say? It says, the dog absorbs the beverage. It's just a bunch of little images of the silly dog. That's right, fill this mug with milk or another opaque liquid, drink it, and reveal the dog sitting inside. This is another request from me. I had a similar cup as a child. It had some sort of creature at the bottom, and you wouldn't get to see it until you drink almost everything. Try serving hot chocolate, or something that people have never seen before. Try serving hot chocolate or something to people that have never seen it before. Or use the hidden dog as a motivator to get someone to drink some terrible medicine. Since it's not clear if the dog has any concept of good and evil, it is unaware of the effects caused when it is used in this way. I hate this. Like, what does this mean? Like, are you saying that the annoying dog has no concept of good and evil? Do dogs in general don't? Is there some other animal who... Anyway. Okay, alternatively, you can fill it with one of those chocolate cakes that's supposed to look like dirt and excavate the dog with small spoons. Then you can bury it again. With this plate, you can imagine your customer at the exclusive Papyrus Collaboration Cafe. I'm not sure if the food would actually taste good. certain parts are transparent, so different liquids turn his eyes different color. As a result, if you make anything other than blue lemonade, he's basically going to turn into an AU version of Sans. Please be responsible. My brother in Christ, you made this game. You know for a fact that his eye turns blue and yellow. What? What are you implying? And it looks like these things have yellow eyes, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, come on. What the heck? It's the perfect dish to make your favorite dessert. Aw, that's cute. Jaru J, I'm talking about nachos pie. It would be so delicious. Won't you make something for us? I do love me some nachos. I'm not sure what a nacho pie is, but I'm going to assume it's like Frito pie. So, yeah, sure. What a cute apron. It's easy to see what's appealing about it. Huh? What did you say, Jaru Day? Yes, it's the Deltarune from Toriel's clothing. I always wanted to wear Toriel's clothing. Thank you, Truck Freak. You didn't need to say that, though. Bruh, I'm getting character assassinated over here. I've always wanted to wear Toriel's clothing. It's the Deltarune. Wait, you spelt it wrong. That's the name of the game, not the name of the Deltarune. There's supposed to be a space between Delta and Rune if you're referring to the rune itself. You're a hack, Toby Fox. You don't know the lore as good as I do. Just kidding. And coming later... Sans and Papyrus Salt and Pepper Shakers. They will be available in 2025. This video was suggested by Everdread. S&P, naming wise, it's kind of perfect. Oh, Salt and Pepper, Sans and Papyrus. That's hilarious. Aww, look at the little toy. Anyway, you might already have salt and pepper shakers, so how about using them for other types of powders? For example, the ketchup chip flavored powder from some Canadian factory, or powdered milk, or bone meal. The list of great ideas goes on. Ketchup chip flavoring powder from some Canadian factory. I'm not going to look too deep into this. Sans likes ketchup. Powdered milk, bone meal, these are things relevant to skeletons. Okay, here's the big one. Deltarune Progress Update. Last time I explained everything left required to release chapters 3 and 4. If you missed it, the information is here. Here, I'll check it real quick. Okay, yeah, it's just the newsletter from the summer. By the way, regarding testing Chapter 1 and 2 with the new Game Maker function, we are waiting on the Game Maker team to help out with some issues we've been having. It will take a little longer, but when things are ready, we'll let everyone know on the official Undertale Twitter. It's only been a month. I am writing this September 3rd, but let's quickly review what has been done in that time. Ooh, okay. Mysterious dark wooden pillars. It's like a boardwalk. Weird shadowy fingers in the darkness. See Chris and Susie walking about without Rouse. This is reminiscent of the various amalgamates in the True Lab, at least in terms of shape. It's like something growing out of the darkness. Interesting. As mentioned before, Chapter 3's main content was completed a while ago. Chapter 3's Japanese translation is currently in the checking phase. 8-4, Localization Company, is going through the game carefully to determine that all the lines display correctly in Japanese. This process should be completed by the beginning of October. We're hoping to begin professional testing of the PC version in mid-October. Oh dear God. Okay, so that's Chapter 3. Chapter 3's basically done, and they're just translating it. So that's kind of crazy. There's a whole chapter that's more or less done at this stage. Interesting. Chapter 4. So... okay. So if this is in Chapter 3, then where would this happen? It's hard to say, because, like, the Chapter 3 Dark World's going to be involving Chris's house, but I'm not sure what dark pit they could possibly be referring to here. In fact, it's almost certain that this is not referencing any specific location in the house, just like how the basement in Queen's Mansion isn't specifically referencing any part of the computer lab. This is probably just some, like, the darkest, dankest pit in this dark world that connects down into the abyss. So, yeah. Then we have this. This is Chapter 4. We have Noelle in what appears to be some sort of new outfit. It's like a black robe. Maybe this is her, like, church outfit. Because they did say, I think, that they were going to church the next day. And so we have Noelle turning on a flashlight and spooking herself a little. And in the background, we have presents, some bows. Is that like a candy cane with like a little hat on the end? Some boxes. Interesting. Given how huge that present is, it inclines me to think this is not in the real world. Well, actually, it has to be in the real world because of the sprite coloring. Because I'm pretty sure her hair is not this bright of a color in the light world. I'll double check. Okay, yeah, I double checked. Yeah, her hair gets way paler in the dark world. So this is actually in the light world. I would guess these are like Christmas decorations and that they were stored for some reason. So this could be like a storage room at the church, hence her outfit. But given that her family is so obsessed with Christmas, it could also be some sort of storage room at her house. So yeah, either way, whether we're going to the church or going to Noelle's house, Noelle's going to be a central figure in Chapter 4. Which makes sense. It's kind of been hinting that Noelle's kind of an important character for a while. So that's interesting. There's also some sort of weird pixelation. You can't really see it from here, but if you like zoom in, there's like little dots, and I can't tell if it's meant to be trying to give like a weird lighting effect or something else, but it looks strange. Chapter 4. We met our internal deadline to complete Chapter 3 and 4's main content, which was September 1st. With that, Chapter 4's PC version is essentially complete, minus some bug fixes and the Japanese localization. Oh god. Yeah, I'd heard something about this. A preliminary pass of Chapter 4's translation is now being worked on. I expect this first patch will be finished at the time we send out the next newsletter. After that, would come additional passes and then checking, like Chapter 3 is undergoing now. By the way, some more people were able to play Chapter 4. I've seen people play it 6 times now. Everyone liked it. Watching it now, it feels really complete. Oh dear God. So Chapter 3 and 4 are basically done and are just getting bug fixed and translated. And since Toby Fox said that that he was going to be releasing Chapter 3 and 4 together and not releasing it with Chapter 5, and Halloween is coming up next month, and they expect the translations to be done in that month, there is an above average chance, like way more than I ever expected, that Deltarune will be coming out this year. Which is kind of insane. It's been so long since new content came out. Like, I started making YouTube content after, or Deltarune content after Chapter 2 came out. Every video I've made on Deltarune has come out between Chapters 2 and 3. This is crazy. I really got to finish that lore playthrough of Chapter 2 in time for the new content. Dear God. Oh Lord. Chapter 5. Balloon. Anyone not working on localization, console porting, or fixes is now working on Chapter 5. This will be the main focus for us moving forward. I'm really excited to see this chapter get made. An ominous balloon in the darkness. Balloons are associated with only a couple things, and the only things I can really think of is either someone's birthday, or, more likely, a carnival, or a fair. And they did say that, like, they've been hinting at the idea of a carnival coming to town. Or not a carnival, but like a yearly festival or something to that effect. One with a Ferris wheel that Noelle wants to ride with Susie, etc. So it may be that chapter 5 is the chapter that festival will happen in? That's kind of crazy. Overall, what the heck? I remember this critter. I forget where he's from. Or forget where they're from. Regarding Chapter 3 and 4's development, I have personally completed everything I can actively do for it. Yeah. No, all I can do is wait for localization and testing. So, yeah, this sounds an awful lot like it's coming out soon. Getting to this point, and then having to wait. It feels like I'm strapped to a chair with nachos just out of my reach. I'm already hungry, Toby Fox. Leave me alone. But they exist. Chapter 3 and 4 are real. Now it's just a matter of time. This is crazy. This is crazy. Chapter 3 and 4 are almost certainly coming out this year. How crazy is that? That's why he cut Chapter 5 from this batch. It's because he knew Chapter 3 and 4 would not be coming out this year. That they would not be able to come out this year if he waited for Chapter 5 to finish. But since he's just waiting for Chapter 3 and 4, they could actually come out this year. We'll get 2 chapters. That's nuts. Deltarune Chapter 2, concept art and unused music. Although it's technically Undertale's anniversary, I consider this day to be a celebration of Deltarune as well. Sorry guys, you have to share a birthday party this year. So it's been a while since Chapter 2's release. Please allow me to share some materials from its development. I hope you enjoy it. Unseen Chapter 2 concept art. So here's Toby Fox. That looks like Queen. What is the... This looks like a bug. Or an eye. And like a ribbon. This looks like Spampton. And then the doggo. And then Birdly. So was there a dog supposed to be in this chapter at one point? That's interesting. A box. Lights. People. The Plug Boys. Some sort of smiling dude. Who is in this far left? Is that Noelle? Might be Noelle. Alright, let's check out this concept art. Okay. Unseen Chapter 2 concept art. Early, very early concepts. It's some sort of Jack-in-the-Box. Oh, it's a mouse! It's not a bug. I see. A cat? Oh, man. Most NPCs will be mask face electric socket. Comes out of the wall socket. Kind of brainish. Fires zap out of his mouth. Oh, God. This is horrifying. Pulls self out of socket grotesquely. One is handsome. Possibly NPC or has spear. This is horrifying. I mean, I guess it makes sense because Noelle is... This world's very much themed around Noelle, and Noelle was scared of sockets, like electrical sockets. So depicting them as these, like, abominations is an interesting direction. Light switch bird. Glows depending on if light is on or off. That's cute. Fantasy. Appears from background, boring design, could maybe be an NPC. So it's like... It's a fan. Like a PC fan. Plug guide. This design sucks. What kind of animal or monster could be plug themed? It's just a dude sitting on a chair. Plugucore, like Manticore but plug. Its face is a shock. Okay, I like it. He can't see blank. He just uses his his satellite eyes to watch TV inside his brain all the time. Why did you scratch out this? He would only scratch this out if it was a spoiler. He watches TV inside his brain all the time. So I would guess this is in reference to Mike or to Tenna, one or the other, because TV is associated with that entity. This is one of the first images I drew while brainstorming concepts for the chapter. From the beginning, I know I wanted to have enemies with electric sockets for faces. This idea is so good that the new Mario and Luigi game is also doing it. These are just sketches and not real designs, so none of them got used. I really like the plug guy drawing, though. Yeah, he's funny. Okay. So, yeah. Oh, it looks like a little goober, but then it's like, haha, it's a trap. So this is the design that got used for the plugs in the basement. Salary Virus. Okay, so this is like a pre-version of Virukun. Mad Mailer. 10th center line rotates a bit. Or teeth center line rotates a bit. Okay. This is kind of similar aesthetically to Spampton, actually. And the Friend. More so Spampton, though, with the cheeks. Mouse. These ideas precede Virukun, Spampton, and Mouse. Okay, yeah, Spampton. Mad Mailer. Ultimately, they were not used because their existence conflicted with those characters. Seems like Mad Mailer's tie would have been prehensile. Not sure what the top thing's supposed to be. A Kirby enemy? Lol. Yeah, with the eyeball. That's funny. Fan. Buzzmite. Iridescent. Loves peace and quiet, but is really noisy. Cooling things, flying. Small four-pronged wheel. Attacks the large four-pronged wheel. Okay, so this is like another evolution of like the whole fan concept. Repels flame attacks. Alt, having hands, lol. Repels flame attacks. So the idea of having elemental attacks and having that be integrated into the gameplay mechanics and like flame doesn't work on this guy is something Toby's been thinking about. I hope he actually integrates this, because diversifying the combat in Deltarune would go a long way towards making it feel more replayable. A flying enemy character inspired by a computer fan. Kind of cramped in here, but pick what you like. This was created before Chapter 1. The character is merely a placeholder concept and not intended to be an actual character. It's just an example of how we could use shop visual real estate to have a cool character. This ended up being used for rules in Chapter 1. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Like a mohawk robot guy? Kind of cramped in here, but pick what you like. Okay, so this is sort of cool cyber robot. I never designed his body or thought anything past this. Okay, yeah, this is probably what ultimately became the Sweet Cap'n Cakes. Oh my god. Hello, Queen. You were a lot scarier in your... Why does Toby Fox, like, make... Oh, look, it's little goobers. Look at these little goobers. And then he's like, Eldritch Horror. And the eye looks kind of similar to the eyes he does for the Titans or whatever in the flashback and stuff. Well, this is horrifying. Various queen expressions. Oh, like having an eye become visible was an idea at some points. Ooh, that looks awesome. This looks so cool. I love this with the eye and the lipstick. That's so cool. I just designed the something punch mascot. So there's some character that we haven't met yet. Maybe she's saying like, Mike, I just designed the... I don't know. So some character that is connected to the cyber world but is not necessarily in the cyber world. Interesting. I'm inclined to assume this is just more references to Mike and Tenna. More of these awesome faces. I love this. Like I know he went with a simpler design at the end, but this is an awesome looking character. Oh, I love these like pre-designed versions. She looks so cool. Ah. Oh man, it took me a very long time to figure out Queen's design. I wanted her to be intimidating and cool. Inspirations included Hexadecimal from Reboot, the Alien Queen from Alien, Power Rangers Bad Guy, and Rose Master from Cucumber Quest. I wanted her head shape to be unique so that it wouldn't overlap with those other existing characters too much, but it was difficult. Oh god. As you will see of various people, I am the best. Oh, that would be terrible. Anything but that, referring to that which I actually like. Okay, and then like these are like, oh, and like a little blue face, a little blue eye, a little hinting eye. Oh, she had earrings at one point. I have become total cyber, 100% cyber. Do not mess with women that have rainbow eyes. Gets rainbow eyes. Error. Damn not found. Cannot give it. There was a pathfinding error involving the part that makes me care. Damn, this situation bites. You could say it megabytes. I didn't ask you. Small Ralph say, haha, it's funny. If any employee from the ratings board are present, please calm yourselves. This beverage is not alcohol. It is merely concentrated electricity. What does it taste like? Like it makes you. Oh, God. I'm afraid we have reached another juncture where we may be forced to admit that I am the best. A great person once said, only a fool dies in vain. A wise man becomes a mind servant. Who said that? Me. You forgot the first rule of robotics. Robots never tell the truth. You will be completely annihilated. Run wahoo.exe. Woohoo! Blank music plays? God, there's so much... Yeah, there's so much secrets that are just not being revealed to us here. Birdley, there's one way to beat Queen. She told me her weakness. Susie, huh? Why'd you do that? Birdley, she thought it would be funny? Silhouette, crazy alienated. My fashion sense increases in proportion to my power. I'm everybody's ex-wife. That's hilarious. After I began writing her dialogue, she shifted to becoming a more humorous character. I decided to reflect this in her design. Realizing simple might be the best. Size, proportions, alt, exp, alt lashes, I see. Interesting. Initially, I was trying to draw her sprite with her head facing straight on, but it was ultimately lacking in personality. Here are some last-ditch attempts at a different head shape. I thought a handkerchief-like head shape with a giant hoop earrings would make her seem more like a crazy aunt/crazy mom type character. I still don't dislike it. In the end, simple is best and easiest to draw. Enemies. Viro. Okay, yeah. Nothing fits computer virus better than a small imp or devil creature. Creation was trial and error. Okay, yeah, some good ideas here. Electro Dasher can run at you, obviously. Oh, these are the cars! Fires either light beam from its headlights that you have to stay within, or it makes a camera clicking noise and it fires a wave of bullets. Bullets can be hops you can only go in the middle of, like that. Oh, okay. Or hoops you can only go in the middle of, like this. Okay. Interesting. Personality. He loves to go fast. His eyes are secretly a camera. You could pose for the camera or slow him down or outrace him. Originally, cars would have been fightable. Yeah, I still like the poses. By the way, the car with legs is inspired by a default 3D model from Mario artist Polygon Studio. Task. Eyes go back and forth like a cat clock. Interesting. Defeating it by petting it, praising it, and overloading its senses. Task becomes overloaded, task stop responding. Oh, okay, cute. Task manager commands the task, can command them to do various things like stand on their hind legs and beg/tackle/roar. When they change poses, they do a cute head wobble. Their head is pinned on and can rotate in place. Overloaded, tail turns into an hourglass. Okay, that's cute. Okay, I like this. This is a cute concept. I don't know what tasks look like, the task manager, but you should put them in a Siegfried and Roy outfit and possibly some kind of mask. Interesting. Originally, Task was going to be called Tusk and be a lion. You know, Tusk. It would have been controlled by a lion tamer, Task, who eventually became Task Manager. That's why she has a whip. See, there's a good reason for it. I like the detail of their tails being a pointer which turns into an hourglass when they get overwhelmed. Me too. The idea of petting something so much it gets overstimulated comes from a childhood memory of mine. We went over to my cousin's house, and they had an Aibo robot dog toy. Me and my brothers all pet it at the same time. My cousin was like, "Stop, you're killing it." That was a nice memory. Interesting. That makes me sad. Enters on their face and then they grow. Alt, it comes from the ceiling and stays stuck there. Energy flowing. Oh gosh. This is really awkward because when I zoom in, it probably isn't focused on the middle of the screen. Hopefully I'm getting it over here. Plug, scared and cowering, turns up around this big, plugs in, transforms into this. Goes to the ceiling, stays stuck there. Energy flowing about this big. And enters face and they grow. Idle, ears twitch occasionally, bugged wings or something. Arms loosely swing back and forth. Legs don't move. Fur affected by wind. Note that if the plug is going to the top of the screen, it is annoying to draw or logically deal with. They can get absorbed into the face to make them look like they have a nose. Lol. Hurt, flying, legs pulled, perspective pulled back. Spared, yay! Attack. Points forward with its arms, it flashes, hands spread out and shoots bullets. Okay, yeah. Attack is 50 random turns to do attack air, attack B, attack A, attack laser, blah 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 blah. Okay. Holds arms in the flash, blah 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 blah. Okay. Attack B, okay. I'll float above the box. This is similar to something that Birdley does in the fight with Queen. Box is lower than normal. Interesting. Jiggle animation for jiggling the cord. Susan or else they have similar ones too. When you choose to throw a slash, this is there's Chris. We point appears on the plug and is up and down. Interesting. Chris ready to be thrown held by Susie. Angle changes based on direction thrown. Does hit slash animation upon hitting. Okay. Alright. There's all of that. Jesus. I don't know how well that all got captured. I hope it got captured well. Because it's going to be a pain in the butt to edit if it wasn't captured well. Details on how the plug enemy works. Originally, I imagined Queen controlling various characters using plugs, as seen in some very early concept art. However, I ended up restricting that idea mostly to one character. I wasn't sure if the wires should attach to the top of the screen or shrink into a nose. I reused the wireless idea for a wire. Am I allowed to be proud of this design? Well, I think so. I think you went pretty hard. I think the wear wires is one of the most memorable parts of Chapter 2. Keyboard key. Oh, you've seen my cousin? Oh, okay, so it's like an evolution of the blocks that you encounter. Addison, another day, another deal. Every day is a great day, all for the low price of 1,000 kromer, or dollars. Printor. Newbert, I'm Newbert. Everybody loves me. That's why I live in the trash. I'm glad to see Newbert did not change at all. Swatch. Queen's personal butler. Swatch. Okay, so that is his mouth. Dear God. Various muscular bodies in the background, but can't see heads for some reason. Welcome, young master. How may I serve you? Or maybe they're just big buff swatches, but with only one color each. Swatchling, or butt lord, only has one attack. Color determines the attack. Maybe sparing also has to do with color. Aristocrat area. Newbert's moving up in the world. Yes. I do think that suits you. Yes. Exactly, my queen. Send error report. Table full of these yes men guys. What shall we do? Couldn't agree more. Yes. Exactly the queen is thinking. Perfect. Send error report. I am Mouse a Million. I stand leagues and inches above all the other mice. Only Newbert remains yet above me still. Still hilarious. Various NPCs, most of them were directly inspired by directly included in the chapter. The Addison designs were created in relation to Spampton, so in the end, the in-game versions look even more similar than this concept. Printor was not used, but his sprite and dialogue were created, as well as a printer-based song that he could play. I just thought, there's too many NPCs already. Alright, I'll play this, but depending on how long it is, I might have to cut it out. Ow. My ears. I'm definitely cutting that part out. Dear God. I'm just not going to play that in the video, actually. I'm just going to cut that whole section out. It's just noise, really. It's cute, I guess, but it's just really obnoxious to listen to. Also, I don't want to get copyright struck over something like that. Swatch's initial art, what was going on there? By the way, I'm pretty sure his overworld sprite was based off my concept art instead of Gigi's redesign version, so that's why it looks a bit off in the cafe. Did I really just draw all this stuff directly without any sketches? Let's see. He opposes, makes the green laser halberd, later gets dejected and loses armor. Oh, okay. Pose, smugly explaining how great he is. Smug pose, gets defeated like Mario, I guess? Wait, are you not blocking out spoilers and are instead just blocking out references to other pieces of media? Ow. Boo. The lore. The lore. It's ruined. Chess drew the original concept for Bradley's desk world or dark world outfit, so there it is in the top left. Nice. She drew the original sprite too. I simplified it slightly by removing the cape. Oh, okay, yeah. So yeah, he has like a little cape in these versions. That sad Bradley in the bottom left is so good. Yeah. Sad, mad, possibly with head down more, shocked L. No. Susie, Chris, and Ralsei jumping for some reason. Burnley coming down. Yeah, Burnley coming down with the rose, and then Noelle being confused, and then choking him out. Oh God, her little crazy face in the far right. That's hilarious. Ooh, yeah, this is them falling into the dark world. Cool land on the ground, hard for me to draw. Remember, the cape and hair will still be up, and all that happens is that their cape and hair will flutter down, settle, then they get up. Nice. Yeah. Just edit all the dog sprites so they look like they're in jail like this. They ran out of prison hats and have to wear berets. It seems he thought cryo was just a game. Remorseless. Chances of rehabilitation are slim. Even greater dog is here. Officer Bluke needs 4 turn around and lie down pose. Doggo wears sunglasses and his tank top has depression. Aw, look at the tutorial. Aw, you're so cute. Ignore. Fill with palette of area. Glow. Interesting. Splat noise as he gets stepped on. Reference for various poses. Splendoland's art. My friend Samanthuel, aka Splendoland, did a ton of concept art for Chapter 2. Sadly, I couldn't use all of this, mainly because the concept ended up aligning with my final vision for the game, but the designs themselves are super amazing. I am thankful I got to use any of them. Specifically, I really wanted to use the paint enemy as a mini-boss since I thought it would be a really fun mechanic. Below were her notes on all of them. She also provided ideas on how she thought they could be used. Okay. So we have the hacker up here. We have the save character. Despite my appearance, I am totally capable of saving your game. Oh my god. The kiss angel thing? Dear god. Oh, pop-up. Nice. Omawaroid, aka, oh, I forgot. Ambulance? Yeah. Pop-up. Waiting. I'll get to see you soon. Look at me, I'm jumping out. Welcome, I live here. Tell me the funny numbers on your mom's credit card to get a prize. Anyway. I was given the broad theme of Cyberworld and told to pretty much just design whatever I wanted, expecting only a handful to actually make it in. I made all of these within a couple of days, just making whatever came to mind. Hacker guy, I don't know what their name is, wants to discover the secrets of the world and has special abilities, although they aren't aware of them. Hacks by randomly smashing keys and even swiping their mouse around in the air could keep escalating in silly ways. Handsome face. When they... Oh, and then this is the handsome face. When they stand over a spot that can be hacked into, their cursor-shaped head turns into a pointing figure. They don't notice this change, so it's up to you, the player, to help them. Okay, yeah, this gets used in the mansion. Although he's looking very Hamburger Helper-esque, I gotta say. Okay, so hacker, and then this is like a Tamagotchi. Interesting. And then this is like a paint character. Ooh, like a damaged paint file. This is the recycle bin. This is some sort of bug. Mosquito or something. It looks like a blue meanie. And then there's this. I guess this is supposed to embody all the grody ads on the internet. Let's see. 4. Funny egg. Their body contains a virtual pet. Can the fate of this pet be altered? Maybe not. As an existential crisis, the pet dies, as their body is a battleground of life and death. Why'd you go so hard? Broken image. Their life is in ruins. Aw. Recycle bin. Trash fly represents uncollected garbage data. And then kiss kiss. Interesting. Painter would basically be like Adeline, but with crude MS Paint FX, especially the airbrush. Okay, so this must be the mini boss character. Blinking diskette spins in place until talked to. Despite my looks, I'm totally unable to save your progress. Ooh, look at this cool thing. Some kind of internet thing? I don't know. Oh yeah, I can see why Toby didn't use this. It would reveal the globe. Don't want that. Data. Little icon-like creatures that march on with unknown purpose. They take part in the festival. Interesting. Very cool design, though. Oh. Pop-up. Pop-up hides underneath a tile and springs upwards annoyingly. Touching its forehead makes it return underground temporarily a pest. Okay, yeah. Ooh, virus. Its head sways back and forth as it tries to hover in the air. Very cool. Very cool design. Oh, okay, yeah. The ambulance, of course. And then what the heck is this? Antivirus. Is it a cop or a doctor? Maybe they see you as an enemy as you're an outsider? Corrupted data or something. Okay, Jesus. This is awesome. Like, this is very cool. It's a shame it didn't get into the game. Cyberworld, rough vision what a world inside a computer could look like. Okay, very cool. I love this. It's very reminiscent of, well, at least these outer parts are kind of reminiscent of Moonside. But, no, in general, very earthboundy. Cyber house, very cool. Masked dancers. They participate in the festival. Each color has a different movement pattern and dance style. Very rough concept. Very cool. I love this. Very Legend of Zelda. Chess. Concept art of Birdley's armor designs in the Dark World by Chess. That Noelle is really cute also. Oh yeah, she looks very cute. Aw, she's like so adorable. Robot ears. Birdley's armor. Oh, there's some sort of Japanese here. I could maybe translate that. Okay, it says something like, "This again, I wonder," or something to that effect. Birdley looking kind of cool, kind of crazy. Looking like a complete goober in the light world. Okay. Headset, 2 pockets. Chess also drew Birdley's original Dark World sprite and provided an option for his Dark World outfit just to be him with an extra shirt pocket. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, that's what that is. That's a shirt pocket. Okay. That's funny. Okay. Now we know. It looks like a badge of his own head. Well, now we know, gang. Temmie. Oh my god. We stan a problematic queen. Oh my god. She's incredible. Look at that. Look at her shoes. Look at her feet. Ah! This design is so cool. Ah! Oh my god, I love it. Tammy's concept art of Queen's chair. You can see her weird old head here as well. Oh yeah, I didn't even notice that her head was different. Yeah, this is it with the new head. That's hilarious. I love this. There, that's a good chunk of the most interesting concept art. Perhaps in the future I can show you the messy leftovers that aren't included here. Thanks for looking. It was my pleasure, Mr. Fox. This was awesome. Okay, let me move back to the rest of the newsletter. Okay. Unused music. Oh, and there's like Queen Head. Oh, and Spampton? That looks like a Spampton blaster. With the wires? Okay. Here, let me get over to this. Okay, the image is cutting off a little bit, but it's just the same image from the other page. Creating music first can be a useful way to figure out the identity and tone of a boss or scene. However, ideas and characters change, and those initial ideas don't always end up working out. So here's some rejected tracks from the second chapter. Power of Neo Unfinished. I think this is where we get some copyright claims that I've been hearing about in the music area, so I won't be playing this in this video. I'll listen to it real quick, but I won't be able to play it for you guys. My apologies, but I don't want this video getting delayed by copyright claims. It's really, really annoying because it can take like a week for Materia to bother unblocking your video. After creating Undertale, one of my goals for Deltarune was for players to finally be able to challenge a real version of Mettaton Neo that didn't just end in one turn. For that purpose, I actually created a few music mock-ups for an extended version of Power of Neo. There's even another one from 2016, lol. Unfortunately, try as I might, I could never create a full-length version of the song that I was satisfied with. Eventually, the boss concept evolved to involve Spampton, and with that, the music changed as well. I still like the last half of the song. The guitar section was inspired by Brandish's song Ending 2. All of it is pretty placeholder, though. It's still fun to imagine finding something like this, or finding something to this, though if I was given another opportunity to extend Power of Neo, I would probably do something different. Okay, I'm going to listen to it real quick. That song goes so hard. That is so good. That is so stinking good. Highly recommend looking this up or listening to it if you can. This goes so hard. Crazy, actually. Power of Spampton Older, Power of Spampton. Unfinished tracks. The drums are especially placeholder. Once Spampton's presence in the Neo battle became solidified, I realized that the original track wouldn't fit anymore, so I tried to work in some more sinister and creepy feelings. That idea became this. The two tracks are nearly identical, but the newer version has different drums and more elements of Spampton's themes in the intro. It's also even more unfinished. Okay, again, can't really play these, but I'll give them a quick listen and see if anything of note. Okay, yeah, you can really tell where the bones of Spampton Neo's theme is starting to come to play. Like, you're getting some more sinister stuff, and you're also getting Jevel's theme integrated, which very much makes it feel closer to what we ultimately ended up with. Okay, now I'll listen to the second one. Okay, yeah, that was even closer to the version, although it kind of has some bones of it that kind of remind me of the Alternative Sands battle theme, so that's kind of neat. But yeah, no, definitely similar. It's just getting closer and closer. Very cool songs. Again, highly recommend you check these out. Spampton Battle Forgotten. Apparently this was the first concept I came up with for Spampton's battle theme. To be honest, I have absolutely no memory of this. When I found it in my files, I was quite surprised. Maybe Spampton made it himself. By the way, originally I was planning to have Spampton's intro song, Hey Every, also be a shop theme. It was planned that it would slowly drop in pitch the longer you stay in the shop until it was unrecognizable, but that ultimately did not match the tone of the dialogue, so I ended up using dial tone for that. Alright, let me take a listen to this. I'll tell you if there's anything of note. Whoa, okay, it starts off very similar to his Hey Every theme. Like the and it just sort of kind of is like an evolved version of that for a while. It's very silly sounding, but then near the end it glitches out and it starts playing the I don't know, the Kara music, the high pitched I don't know how to describe it, but it's just like this like tension sting, like this, like something horrible's happening, and you hear the telephone ringing. Very ominous, like very much depicting a phone call as something to be horrified by. Very interesting. It's interesting because like the first half is very silly and the last half is very horrifying. So it makes sense that like the final product was kind of in the middle, where it's like instead of being super silly or super horrifying, it became just sort of this unsettling blend of wacky and kind of unnerving. Giga Queen Old. The song that plays when Giga Queen first appears is actually a slowed down version of the original battle song I had created for her. Though the instruments are placeholders, I actually think the song isn't half bad, just it didn't really sound much like a boxing match. After I created the Thrash Machine power up sequence beforehand, I decided to instead make a song based on that. Okay, I'll give this a listen. Yep, that's very much just a sped up version of the Giga Queen, or one of the Giga Queen themes, so it's good. It's just nothing super new. Castletown Unfinished. Originally, I wanted the Castletown to sound very upbeat, but something about it reminded me of like that one Got Ye song. The melody of the initial parts ended up a bit too repetitive for me. I really liked how the song sounds from 045 onward. The song is completely unfinished past 127. Alright, I'll give it a listen. Interesting. Yeah, you could. It's very much just sort of an alternate version of the Castletown theme. Like, very similar. I kind of just agree with the sentiments a bit. Well, I don't know what this means, but I agree with the part that it's a bit too upbeat. It's a little too energetic. I think I prefer the more relaxed tone of the final version. Still good though. Rules Battle. I actually showed this one before, but the truth is that I made it for Chapter 2 and not Chapter 1. The song was way too serious though, so I had to make a goofier battle theme later. Okay, yeah, this one. I've used this one in my videos before. It's so much fun. Yep, that song's still a banger. And yeah, it is too serious for Rules, but it's still really cool. Queen Battle Original. I think this is my favorite of the unfinished tracks. At least, it's the one I listened to the most when I was working on the game. Back when Queen looked more intimidating, I wanted to use this as her boss theme. Personally, I still really like it, and I even wanted to try to use it for Birdley's battle theme instead. The issue was that it just didn't match either of the theme melodies I had already created for those characters. Bizarrely, I seem to have made this after already making her theme song, as an early version of her theme song is inside the project file. 130 onward, piano only, is totally unfinished. Yep, it's basically just a more serious version of her usual theme. It's pretty cool. I like it. I think I do still prefer the original, but or not the original, the final version. But again, very cool. Okay, let me hop back over to the newsletter. Conclusion. Thank you very much to everyone still reading these letters. These letters are happy to still be read. Are you happy reading them? Here's a letter. It's not this letter, but you can still read it. But did it make you happy to read it? See you this year and next year. Bye bye. Okay. One moment. My best friend's favorite number is 9. It's because there isn't a number that's higher. 9, 99, 999, 9099. If everything gets high enough, you become invincible. Nothing can hurt you anymore. Nothing can hurt anyone anymore. But isn't it scary to think there's a highest number? That if you made 99 good memories, you couldn't hold anymore? So, I don't like to keep count of the flowers we pick, or the times that they laugh, or how many scary faces they make. I just hope we'll be friends for 999 more years. Okay. Uh, okay. Well, the references to picking flowers, or them laughing, or them making scary faces makes it, and especially their love of 999, makes me inclined to think this letter is talking about Kara. That much is pretty clear. And it's whoever Kara's best friend is, which makes it likely that this is a letter from Asriel, especially given the BFF. I think actually the BFF locket that is used in Undertale is specifically a best friends forever locket. And it's between Asriel and Kara. And Kara didn't have any friends, presumably, in the outside world, so it seems almost certain this is Asriel. The only question is whether this is Asriel from Undertale or Asriel from Deltarune. I guess it doesn't really matter. It also makes sense for this to be Asriel given Flowey's behavior and the true pacifist ground, with them wanting to just keep things the same way, keep things looping, keep resetting the timeline. They don't want to run out of good memories. They don't want things to end. They don't want things to reach a limit. This is a very cute and sad and interesting letter. I'm not sure if it reveals anything new. And this is an Undertale-style dialogue box. I mean, it's interesting to see anything new regarding Asriel and Kara. But as far as lore is concerned, why bring this up? What is this supposed to be telling us? Why would Toby Fox show us this? You could argue it's a reference to how Asriel as a god has infinite attack and defense, whereas Kara has, like, they're all about nines. So maybe that's a reference to that. The only thing I can assume is that this is relevant because Kara is relevant in Deltarune. Or at least these concepts are relevant in Deltarune. I mean, the only thing I can think to connect this all to is the time loop theory. The idea that there are people who don't want things to end. Asriel most famously doesn't want things to end and uses his god powers in Undertale to stop things, or try to stop things from ending. So maybe this is sort of foreshadowing that Deltarune has a similar figure who's also keeping things from changing, who also has things stuck in a time loop. But that's it. Like, that's all I can conceive of this being hinting at. Like, either it's hinting that Kara is a figure in Deltarune, or it's hinting that the concept of timelines being looped is a thing in Deltarune. Fascinating. And with that, we've reached the end of the newsletter. And of course, the picture of one last piece of cake with one letter or one candle on it is a pretty decent indicator that it's referring to the first fallen human, aka Kara. So, yeah, I'm inclined to think that's what this is all about. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's this newsletter. Jesus Christ, this hit me like a ton of bricks. Not only is there a ton of music, a ton of concept art, a ton of... we got a whole interview with a bunch of Undertale characters. We basically got confirmation that we're getting Chapter 3 and 4 this year, or at least it seems incredibly feasible that we could get Chapter 3 and 4 this year, which is a huge nightmare because it means I have to finish up any major projects of mine before that comes out. I mean, I guess there's really just the lore playthrough at this point. Well, whatever. I'll take care of it when I get to it. Either way, I'm excited for the next chapters. I'm excited to actually make some new Deltarune content to give blind playthroughs of Deltarune. That's exciting. I can't wait to see what's in store. Yeah, this should be interesting. I hope you guys are excited. I hope you guys enjoyed this analysis, and I hope to see you in the next video. Like if you enjoyed the video, comment if you got something to say, subscribe if you want to see more, and as always, have a fantastic day.